Hello teacups, welcome back. What's brewing? So today we're back with Chantal. She uploaded a mukbang, but you guys, we were promised a 1920s mukbang that is yet to appear, and I am genuinely sad about it. I want to see her fancy lady mukbang. I want to see it. So I hope this means that the extra time she's taking is just because of research and preparation. That would be wonderful. But we will see. She's teased us with it. She's ordered the accessories, but we don't know for now. So for today, we're at Red Lobster.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hello.
No clothes on the floor. It's nice. They're all in the laundry basket.
Congratulations, you're an adult. Oh, but guys, okay, this was the first thing. So when I watch her mukbangs the first time through, what I tend to do, because I check my email when I wake up, because I use my phone as an alarm. When you scroll through YouTube on your mobile, it will start playing the video silently with subtitles if you leave it on the screen for more than a second or two. So I tend to do a first glance through like that when I'm waking up in the morning. And I saw she had done this. I saw she got a new background. And guys, I gotta give her a few props here. And I know it's hard sometimes to take it seriously because you're just like, well, you're a reaction channel, you're just trolling her. But genuinely, I had some criticisms of her in the past, and her light looks a lot better. She got a new LED light. I can't remember if she showed that in a video, if she showed it on Instagram, but she has, and clearly it's better for her. She doesn't have those dark circles. She has done her makeup, which whether you like it, whether you don't, makeup is very subjective, but she's done it, she's made that effort. I could do without the bra strap showing underneath the black top. She got a new Calvin Klein crop top thing. And she was very eager to show it on Instagram, so she's putting it out because she's bought it and she's proud of it, I suppose. But her background I am liking. I think she's sitting at the table that they built. Remember last time she did that, and it was a very dingy background. She's now got, excuse me, to just clear out my throat a little bit. She's now got a green screen, so not only does that background look a lot better than her plain wall, she's going to be able to change that up. And so I got to give her A for effort here. She was like, hey, I got a lot of feedback, I didn't like it. I'm liking the extra effort she put in here, I really am.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, okay. I have a huge thing of Red Lobster. So,
Okay.
we're going to unpack this.
It's not the 1920s, but I'll forgive
ordering
you.
from Skip the Dishes ever again. This is a few times now they've messed up our order.
I feel like I have some doubt on that. I think there's always different restaurants on different apps, so something will tempt her again.
Uber Eats, never had a problem. This was an expensive order, okay? And Skip the Dishes, the driver, sent...
Question down below, how much money do you think she spent on this? I was checking calories, and as I did, I was trying to check price, but because of where I'm located versus where she's located and the fact that the restaurant was closed, it was hard to get it all up, and you don't know if she had some things as an add-on, if she had something separately. But I put one thing in. I put her 2 lobster tail meal in, and then I added optional extras. I added suggested extras they put on the menu, the sea scallops and the shrimp. And that already came up to $40, and she's got multiple meals in this mukbang, which we will talk about. She must have spent, I want to say probably 100 Canadian on this meal. But tell me, if you've got the ability to check it, tell me down below, because it seems like a lot of money.
Sent it to my neighbor, like across the way. Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I thought those are good.
Sent it to my neighbor.
4 biscuits,
and
man.
So I didn't get my...
Apparently 2 biscuits come with each entree, and she does show 2 entrees here, I think, and some sides and things. So when I looked in the menu, you can order the biscuits as extra, but you order them in either half a dozen or a dozen. So I think those came with the meal.
My food, but it said it was delivered. So I messaged Skip the Dishes right away, the support, and I'm like, yo, some sea scallops?
Yum.
Yummy, yum.
Genuinely, those look quite delicious. I'm always a bit funny though when it comes to food delivery, and actually even buying them raw here, because I don't trust with how hot it is here that they've been stored correctly. but I'm always a bit funny with the idea of ordering seafood in. You don't know in terms of delivery and it being kept in a temperature stable environment. It's gonna make you sick or not.
My food never arrived. Like politely. What is this?
Don't you know?
Oh, these are the stuff. I got seafood stuffed mushrooms.
The
Food is still hot, thankfully.
Guys, the food in this mukbang just keeps coming. We'll talk about the calories in a minute, but she ordered so much of it.
Seafood stuffed mushrooms. And I'm like...
That's something that doesn't look massively appetizing. I mean, I'm sure
I
it
never got my
tastes good.
food, so they're like, please wait, please wait, please wait, while we confirm with the courier. So in the meantime, I get a knock at my door. It's the neighbor.
I'm quite impressed she managed to finesse that lid one-handed while she was placing that. I mean, in terms of skills for her job.
People. He's like, did you order from Red Lobster? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, the courier delivered to our address. He's like, I'll be honest, I was tempted to eat your food. I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah.
thanks for not doing.
I mean, I understand being tempted. I'm sure it smells good. I'm sure she was a little bit embarrassed to be caught ordering that much food.
It was expensive because Skip the Dishes, they were not any help. They're like, well, the courier confirmed delivery to the address given. I'm like, no, are you saying I'm a liar? So I told them what happened. I didn't hear back yet, but I'm like, you know what? I have to go.
That is huge. Guys, that meal, when she pulled it, that is a huge portion. I know portions are insane in America and apparently Canada. When I went to, where was I? I was in Las Vegas last year, back when we could all travel. Before 2020, in the before times. And we ordered in a restaurant sometimes and I would eat multiple meals off of that stuff. And even when you ordered an appetizer, like it was big. And I know I can eat less because of my surgery and stuff, but my God, they were enormous.
Ordering from you guys again because this is just ridiculous. Like, you tell me you don't believe me, basically. Oh my God, you guys. Check it out.
How?
Huge.
The look of just all that food together makes my stomach hurt just looking at it. Now, I'm in a different position because the thing with my surgery, it was VSG, so the stretchy part of my stomach was removed. So when you overeat, it can only go up. So you have a full signal that feels a bit like some food is stuck in your chest. That's like you're full. It's coming up now. You're full, and that's generally the first way you learn fullness. And then if you push it, it kind of goes to the base of your neck. And if you push it again, you throw it up. Because there's nowhere else for the food to go. It can only go back up the way it came. And pasta particularly, this is different depending on everyone, but pasta particularly I find very difficult. It's so heavy, it doesn't make me feel good, so I don't eat it very often. Man, like, even with it being a soft protein, which is easier to go down, like the lobster and stuff would be fine. It's easy to eat, but it's so much food. Oh, it must make her feel so sick.
Lobster tail.
I know it's her, like it's her job,
lobster tail.
and she's used to
Mashed
bigger
potatoes,
portions.
we'll put those aside.
But
I'm gonna try to do like a nice setup.
why does she constantly set this up on camera? I've said before, cut to it and amaze us.
Garlic butter here. More mashed potatoes. Anyway.
Why does she have 2 portions of mashed potato though? If she ordered, I was looking up the things, and the 2 lobster tails you can order as kind of a side on something else. But she ordered a meal because it came with mashed potatoes and it came, I mean, I guess the meals come with 2 sides, so I guess you can choose mashed potatoes for both those sides. But there is nary a vegetable on that plate.
I'm over it because my food's here. And look.
Before anyone comes for me in the comments, I'm aware potatoes are a vegetable, but I consider them a starch, a tuber. I wouldn't call them a serving of vegetable. You can disagree with that if you like, because I'm sure there's going to be some pedantic people right now. Excuse me?
Look at the spread. All right, so we have maritime lobster tail, rock lobster tail, crab, big chunks of crab, I can see it. Linguine, Alfredo.
Godspeed.
Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay, let's try these stuffed mushrooms. Actually, the green screen, I'm gonna try doing a green screen effect.
I like it. You should. This is way better than your horrible wall. I'm impressed by this, to the point where I'm like, I should try green screen. I really like this background, but it is a lot and it's very colourful, and sometimes I'd like to break it up a bit. But I'm with you on this. Go, Chantal. Thank you for the effort.
And if it's a disaster, you'll just see green background.
Which,
I have a microphone
again,
as well,
isn't the
so
worst
I
thing.
hope it doesn't pick up too much breathing and more food eating, but let's try these. Oh my god.
You hope that? You hope it doesn't do that? More to the point, she wants it to do that. I'm a little bit scared because I watched this without sound the first time. Can I just say, in general, I'd like a hard pass on any higher definition sound. I already hear your jaw click, I already hear the slopping, and I have a feeling my tolerance for it is higher than most because I go through and edit this and a lot of people can't stand it, but I don't think we need to hear this better, I really don't.
These mushrooms look amazing. They're topped with cheese.
I like mushrooms, I like cheese. They don't look, I think it's a case of they don't look appetizing, but they taste delicious. But I wouldn't show those off.
Do you like mushrooms? Seafood stuffed mushrooms.
I do like mushrooms. Oh, she just dropped some food already. That mushroom didn't stand a chance. That was straight in.
Buttery.
I'm sure it's full of fatty deliciousness. I'm sure.
Cheesy. Biscuits.
I've heard great things about those biscuits. I'm kind of like, I want to try one day, but...
Coldest water bottle in the house.
Of course.
If you want your own coldie.
I've heard people discuss this before. They're like, why do they sponsor mukbangers? That seems like the opposite of the audience they would want to bring in for their water bottle. But there we go.
You can even be entered in a contest to win a free one.
Does anyone
These
ever
are
win
Walt's
those
favorite
contests?
shrimp.
I'm out of coffee
Dipped in
already,
cocktail
guys.
sauce. Whoever Walt is, I have no idea.
Wouldn't it be nice? Doesn't fill me with hope for a 1920s mukbang, but wouldn't it be nice if she just researched a little bit? I'm not going to Google it right now, but if it's named after a person, I'm guessing there was a reason. I keep going for my coffee. I have to pause this and make a new one.
It's like wood-fired or whatever they call it.
The scallops seem fine. They're a good... They don't seem overly drenched in a fatty sauce, and they're a good source of protein. Like, you could have done this order better, put it that way, but that's not the point of it, is it?
I've been craving this.
Of course you have. You can't just say, oh, that sounded good. No, I've been craving it. You only ever crave food, so that justifies you getting it. You can want the food without saying, I've been craving it.
I saw a Hungry Fat Chick do this, and I'm like I was literally planning on doing Red Lobster next time I did a video.
You were planning on doing 1920s. Don't start with me. Don't tease me like that. I haven't watched Hungry Fat Chick because for a while I just, you kind of get rumours and things get recommended as you watch other things. And people were just really sad for her for a while because she got very upset about her weight and the problems she has related to it. I haven't watched her, but generally people, when they're comparing how much hate Chantal gets when she gets angry about it, they're like, well, Hungry Fat Chick doesn't get that kind of hate, so clearly you're the common denominator, and it kind of makes me want to check out Hungry Fat Chick, but at the same time, I feel like when they're sweet people, it's the same as I recently started watching Simply Sarah. When they're they seem like sweeter people, I just feel bad for them rather than wanting to talk about them.
Anyway.
She's doing so much. We're gonna have to talk about the calories in this food. Hang on.
Maybe not food. We have to check our mail, but pretty sure my Fashion Nova came today.
That's exciting. She keeps saying she's going to do a haul.
So,
I like hauls.
Expect a try on. I am nervous, but not really. There's some.
Fashion Nova, it's mostly just coming from Chinese factories. So it's the same as when I lived in China and I had to order off of Taobao. It's fine, you can do it, but really pay attention to their measurement charts because there is a certain amount of inconsistency you've got to expect, but the fact is your size will not be your size in China. So if you usually wear a medium, you might be an XL or a double XL, which makes me concerned for her because she's already got quite a difficult shape and you can't just rely on knowing your size. You have to check it.
Sizes go up to 3X, so.
See, I don't want to be super mean, but I think she'd be probably a 3X in the West. So she might have problems with fit here, put it that way. But I love a try on. I love it when people show the clothes they've bought, and you can find some gems. So hopefully she does well with it.
It might not even fit, but I'm gonna try it on anyway.
Do it.
Might
I'm
be
looking
tight.
forward to it.
But I ordered it because I've seen other influencers be able to wear certain clothes depending on how they're made. Seafood mushroom.
They're probably made poorly, but you can if you follow. If you're willing to have a few duds and you follow the measurement chart, you can probably find something. But like I say, her fit is difficult. I'm gonna have to talk about this food, you guys. I worked out the calories for this food, but watching her eat it, I'm just like, oh man. Let's cut to the chase here. This meal, I made a graphic for you because I went into the nutritional value. The nutritional value was accurate up to the end of April. So I'm just taking it as read. I couldn't find a more up-to-date one. But let's talk, shall we? Based on what I see on her plate, on her board, the nutritional value, it says if there's a fixed side, the calories include that, like dips and fixed sides. But if you can choose the side, you do it separately. She obviously could choose the side on a couple of things, but I'm not counting her sauces, like her garlic butter, her whatever the red sauce is, seafood sauce, whatever it is, because I think they're included. But if she ordered extra, I've got no way of knowing. But I think she ordered a lobster lover's dream, seafood stuffed mushrooms, fire grilled sea scallops, well that was harder than it should have been, Walt's favourite shrimp, crab linguine alfredo. She had 4 signature biscuits and 2 servings of mashed potato. Now, spoiler alert, at the end of this, she doesn't eat the mashed potato on camera, and she eats about 2.5 or 3 of the biscuits, so she leaves a biscuit. The total she ordered was 4,580 calories. It's insane. It was 875 milligrams of cholesterol, and it was 12,800 milligrams of sodium. 12,000 with her high blood pressure, in conjunction with all the fat. There were 252.5 grams of fat in all this food altogether. I mean, it boggles the mind. I will say, if I take away the stuff she didn't finish on camera, it goes down to 4,050, but it's still 4,050 calories, you guys. Like that. Teacups, my teacups, that's insane. Even if she's eaten nothing, over 4,000 calories based on the stuff we saw her finish. Oh my goodness.
It just depends, like, you know, like I think one dress is pretty stretchy.
You better hope so.
Alright, let's try this lobster.
Didn't she order from one of the, sorry, I keep stopping. Didn't she order from one of these fashion places before, and she said they went up to like a 5X, but some of the stuff didn't fit? Like, does she think, I'm gonna have to go find that somewhere, but I'm sure she did a try on like this maybe a year or 2 ago, and she's gotten bigger since. So, I mean, fabrics can be very stretchy, but I think you might be asking a lot. I mean, I say that as someone who has lived in China.
My fingers, honestly. Oh my god.
I don't even hate on her for using her fingers here. It will be easier.
Clarified butter. This would be better with Bee Love sauce, but...
Oh, no it wouldn't.
Alright, here goes. Beauty bite.
Why does it keep... Wow, she ate like an entire tail in a mouthful there. Why does it keep flickering out? Is that just where she's editing together the things and she's occasionally missing it? Or is it actually flickering in and out? I'm kind of impressed she didn't let the butter run down. Like, I have low bars when it comes to Chantal's eating habits. I'm kind of impressed because when she was doing the Bee Love, she shoved it in and would just like let it run down because she thought it looked hot or something. Oh, it was not her finest moment.
Let's try this Alfredo.
Look how big that portion of Alfredo is. Oh yeah, add extra cheese, why not?
Parmesan?
It's in a cheese sauce.
Wow, it's real parm, but it's the one that has the cellulose in it, the wood pulp. But
when I tell you that's the least of your worries right now. Oh.
Wood pulp. Wood pulp is a vegetable. Wood is technically from a plant, right? So.
Well, sugar is technically from a plant. I wouldn't be splitting those hairs.
Whatever.
And again, least of your worries at this point. It's so funny the things she chooses to highlight and to focus on when she's got so much other crap in her diet.
And this is a real crab.
Oh, didn't she get some shit last time? She did an Alfredo because it was imitation crab. I seem to remember that being a thing.
Let's see if I can.
It's so much. And wooden spoons again.
Big.
It's awkward because you're using wooden utensils. Use actual utensils.
Chunks.
Not serving spoons.
Of crab meat. Oh, Marissa, I found the utensils. Marissa got me these.
Are they not like salad utensils or for show? Why would you, like, those look like the things you hang up in a kitchen to make it look rustic. Why would you actually, they look incredibly awkward to use.
Look at this big chunks of crab.
This is going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. Oh. I mean, still, but she managed it. It wasn't as gross as it could have been. She's professional.
So good. And it's not imitation crab. I think I already said that.
Yeah, you did. Feeling a bit judged, were you?
Yeah.
Why is she using those stupid utensils?
Anyways, I need to talk to you guys about something.
Of course you do.
I'm kind of sad, like, you know when you dream about somebody from your past that you used to be in love with?
Let's say I'm already filled with doubt in terms of the legitimacy of where this is going.
And then you're like, you miss them when you wake up. And I have this reoccurring dream of my French lover. Because, like, guys, I used to be really, really, really in love with him.
Her French, it's been a while, you guys. She talks about him before. She did, it was quite funny. When she broke up with BB, she tried to look him up because apparently he contacted her occasionally while she was with BB and she was like, no, get lost, I'm with someone else, because, you know, all the men want her and she wanted to refuse them. And then she went searching as kind of a rebound fling after she broke up with BB, which in itself was quite sad. I was like, oh, honey, that's not going to help you. But she mentioned that he was quite judgmental about her weight because she was putting it on the last time she saw him, and that was a while ago. Like, I don't think a meeting between them right now would necessarily end the way she's hoping. The jaw clicking. This is why I don't want higher sound.
I tried looking him up recently.
Yeah, you did.
Nothing.
She said he might be in jail.
Usually I'd hear from him randomly every, like, so often, but...
This is something that I think has been playing on her mind a lot. Like, she's got... BB was the one, and then it didn't work out. But because she does tend to think of herself as... Oh, that's an unfortunate freeze frame. As kind of better than certain guys. With, like, her French lover, with a few of these other people that may or may not exist. I feel like the French lover does. They kind of were her plan B in a lot of ways, because even though she was with BB, he contacted her occasionally. So to now be in a situation where she kind of wants to look him up and not even have this person that she kind of doesn't consider a plan A to be available, like, it's got to knock her mentally a little bit. Like, her sense of self a little bit, you know? Even if we don't agree with how she sees herself.
This is the longest bout of silence. And, like...
It's always interesting with the French lover as well. Like, she was younger. I mean, the last time she saw him was pre-BB, or I should say the last time they were together was pre-BB. Her body's gone downhill since then. You know, she does tend to live in the past, and I think that that's because in her head she can keep an image of how she was physically then, rather than really acknowledging where her body's gone physically, and that means that she needs to maintain this mental image of herself.
Cold water. I love these Waltz shrimp. Whoever Walt is has good taste in shrimp, right, guys?
We'll never research
sauce,
it.
I love it. I'm gonna try a scallop.
Didn't you already try a
Inside
scallop?
this butter. So, like, I'm a very vivid dreamer.
You already ate one. What do you mean try?
Sometimes I like my dream world more than my living world. Like, sometimes you...
Sometimes? You like your imaginary world a lot more than sometimes. And story is something she's making up as she goes along, as are many of her stories. So, you know.
You know, because in your dreams, like, the limits, there's no limits. Like
your body, your health, your life, your choices.
No.
Those limits.
I have this recurring dream every once in a while where I see him again. Like, he comes back into my life. Because we would, like, break up. We were never, like, officially, we were never a couple. I mean, I was, like, 16. He was, like, 30-something. Or no, I was, like, 16 or 17.
I'm not about to go back and check the videos where she's discussed this before, but essentially, she was young enough that he was creepy, is what you need to take from that.
So, yeah, it was... I know you're thinking nasty. I was very mature for my age, and...
You're not even mature for your age now. Don't you start with me, woman.
Liked older guys.
You were defiant, and you still are defiant, and so you went for older guys for the shock value. Like, you're not mature now, and you're a lot older now.
Show you a picture of him. He was like, and he's still, like, from the most recent pictures I've seen of him, he's good.
Why? If you have been together with BB why do you still have that picture of him? And why are you showing it? And ugh. No.
He's buff. He's got a lot of hair. He's got really chiseled features.
She's really jealous of all those things.
Really good looking man. Very handsome. And he's a good lover. Like,
with the 16-year-old she was.
Just
creepy.
I don't know.
What's the age of consent in Canada? Like, in England, 16 is the age of consent. So this wouldn't be illegal, but at the very least, I'd say highly inappropriate.
You know? But anyway, in my dream, he comes back, and we were, like, whenever we would separate, we'd be on the outs, and then when we meet up again, it'd be awkward getting back to that place where we were good. But it wouldn't take long to have, like, a makeup session. TMI. But anyway, so in my dream that happens, like, I was somewhere with a bunch of friends. He kind of just, like, I seen him walking, like, all of a sudden, and I was like, oh my god, that's him, that's blah blah blah, my French lover. I think I call him Gaston in my... Oh my god, look at all this crab meat.
I love it, she says something ridiculous and again then gets distracted by the crab meat. Look, I've said this and I've laughed and now I don't think it sounds plausible, so let me just distract you with the food 1 more minute. She's just making it up as she goes along. And then as she says it, because it sounds a bit too much like one of her made-up story times, she's got to add a fantasy element to it. No, it was really a dream.
This is a huge portion. I won't be finishing this. But the seafood probably.
Actually, guys, when I was looking at her calories, I didn't factor in the fact that she didn't finish the pasta. So, either way, it's too many calories, is the point. But I want to be fair to her when I say she ate this many calories. I want to be trying to be
figuring
accurate.
out, like, the type of person who, like, if I have to choose over, like, feast and famine would probably be my favorite, because honestly, having one big feast and then, like, instead, for me, I hate, it's so boring eating, like, little sensible meals of, like, you know, like, egg whites and veggies, chicken and veggies, blah 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 and veggies, blah 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 and veggies.
Okay. She has a very warped and extreme idea of what health food is. She has no sense of balanced or normal. And it really shows here. If she's being healthy, it has to be egg whites and veggies. There's nothing wrong with those things, but it's not some kind of secret when she can't see us and that's what everyone's eating all the time and that's why they're not her size. You know, and she does have this very strong mentality of there is a secret that you're just not telling me, or if you eat healthy, it has to be kale and quinoa, it has to be egg whites and a vegetable, and that's all it can be, and it can't be excited and it can't be healthy if it doesn't taste bad. You know, she has all of this, but the feast famine thing, one, is terrible for the binge eating disorder she claims to have been diagnosed with, and two, doesn't work for her. She has tried this before, and what I'm reading here is that she's trying to do OMAD again. This is not how you do OMAD. The point of OMAD is not to eat 4 generous meals worth of calories, because at 1,000 calories a meal you could say, okay, it was takeout. But it's not to eat 3 to 4 days worth of regular people calories in one meal. The point of OMAD is not to binge. And she always takes it as that. And she did it with the Taco Bell. We talked about this quite recently when we were like, hey, that doesn't work, right? After you did the Taco Bell meal and you were like, I'm going to do this, let's see if it works. You uploaded a live stream where you binged on like 3 meals worth of stuff from McDonald's. And what else she had? She had like Dairy Queen. And she just binged massively overnight because you fill yourself full of this crap and then you famine, you don't eat, and your body doesn't respond well to that, and your brain doesn't respond well to that, and it doesn't work. This isn't how you do OMAD, and this isn't how you treat binge eating, and this isn't something you're able to maintain even for a day. So all the times in the past of her channel, and even more recently, the ones I've spoken about in other videos, this doesn't work. And she keeps trying it because she wants what she wants.
Eating like a normal, healthy person.
That's not what normal, healthy people eat all the time.
You know, so...
Oh. So this is what... She put this up on Instagram. And this is her stupid green smoothie thing. Because another idea that she clings to as real is that by balancing her utter crap with these green smoothies, she can balance everything else she's doing. It doesn't cancel anything else. The only thing she's doing with that is really adding some kind of vitamins to her diet, but she takes multivitamins anyway. She's shown us the expensive vitamins she takes anyhow. So she's not really getting any benefit from this. It's not like she's getting the fiber from the vegetables. It's not like she's getting other things. So a green juice, a green smoothie, a green whatever this is, it's not going to cancel out the crap you're eating right now. And again, she fundamentally does not believe that. She's like, no, as long as I drink these healthy things, that I'll be fine because it'll balance it. And it doesn't. Nothing can balance the fact that you're eating 4 days worth of meals.
This is one hell of a feast.
Yeah. And worse, I think she's justified how excessive this is. Like, she herself, who is used to eating big portions, she can't finish it. On camera, at least, at once. So, you know, when you're justifying, well, I'm only eating this, she's then just going to order bigger things to be like, well, I'm only eating once. When actually, even a smaller portion would fulfill your daily calorie needs.
I have my feast and then I'm like full, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of eating something small and then eating, constantly having to think about food all day, like, what am I going to have now? You know?
She's still going to think about that. But the thought she's now going to have is, oh, okay, what am I going to eat for my big meal? Oh, let me look at the menu. Oh, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this. Oh, let's order a side, and I'll have this as well. And then when she's finished, she feels a bit sick, and then for another hour, she's like, oh, but I can't eat anymore for the rest of this day. And she doesn't do well with can't. She, like, even from herself, she doesn't do well with can't. So then she's doing nothing but think of food, even if it's only to say, okay, well, what am I going to have tomorrow? Or what can I justifiably have now that doesn't really count as food? Oh, I'll have that green smoothie. That's never going to turn off if you're eating like this. To be honest, it might not even turn off if you're not eating like this. You'd need help to manage it, but you're never getting that help.
That's just me.
Oh, it's the 7th of August right now. Wasn't she due an appointment quite soon for that?
You know, so...
The 11th, I think, maybe the 14th.
But I just noticed that, like, from doing this. But anyway.
No, keep justifying.
Back to my dream. And then, like,
back to
my heart would just sink, and that infatuated feeling would come back when I'd see him in my dream. I'd be like... Because he made me feel like he was so into me, and I was, like, the only one that mattered. And we had this really big sexual chemistry at the time, and I was just like...
At the time.
You know?
And
so those feelings all wash back in the dream. I don't know, they must be stored in your brain somewhere for your brain to get them so accurately, even if you're not in reality experiencing that at the time.
It's not complicated. You want to feel loved and valued. And I do not blame you for that. I question the avenues you pursue it through, but I do not blame you for that. That is a natural want. The want of physical closeness, mental closeness, emotional closeness, and to just feel valued, feel wanted. Like that is totally fine, because you breaking up with BB knocked you for 6, and then you had your hysterectomy right before that, and it really did break her confidence in that regard. And that's why she's looking for this guy she used to hook up with, because she remembers it being good. But it's not gonna be the same now. She is older, she is a lot heavier, and she's already said he was super judgmental of her weight even then, and she is significantly different now. It's okay to have the wants and the needs, but she's got to look at how she's addressing that. But when she looks at it, like when she's looking at these random dating sites or doing whatever, she's pursuing terrible avenues to try and build those relationships. And it's just making it worse, and it just spirals more.
I'm gonna get to the rock lobster tail in a minute.
I didn't doubt it.
Yeah, I did thank the neighbor. I'm like, thank you so much for your honesty. Because he could have, like, they're like, what's this, you know? He could have just, like, eaten it instead of being
Probably saw the portion and thought he was denying an entire family of food. Better not.
honest and coming all that way to just, you know, giving it back to me. So I really appreciate that, actually.
Stupid.
So I see him in my dream. He goes and he acts like he doesn't see me at first.
Even in her dream, he can't be like madly in love with her.
It's like we like to play games like that with each other, you know? Like,
did we like playing games, or did he just not care?
petty and childish, but it would like somehow fuel the passion we had. I don't know. Anyway.
I think you might be remembering this a little differently.
Hi, Sam. No, Sam.
I don't know why that
Actually,
happened.
I shouldn't say hi, Sam, because it might bring him over here. Starts talking to somebody in the dream. So I start acting coy and like laughing and like pretending I'm like talking to somebody like all interested. You know how like you do. And then in my dream I go into a washroom, start fixing my hair, and I look like shit.
This is mentally very telling.
But I was like, oh no, you know. Anyway, and the reoccurring dreams as well. I end up being like, you're back, you know? And it's always at his old apartment. Like, how did you get your old apartment back? I was always frustrated when I was younger and I would see him and I'd be like, why can't we be a couple?
Because you were 16 and he was 30. It's not hard.
And his reluctance, obviously my age, duh. But even in the dream, I'm like hinting around, so we can be a couple now. And he just kind of evades it, like he wants to be single or something, and
shocking.
Because he loved women, you know, so being tied down. I don't know, anyway.
I love how she reinterprets what's happening here.
So, we go to his apartment in my dream. And in this dream, his apartment looked like a treehouse for some reason.
The reason is you're making up something fantastical to make it sound like a dream, because literally 5 or 6 seconds ago you said it was his old apartment and you were surprised. How did you get his old apartment back? Come on now.
That nonsensical element has to come in, I guess.
Yeah, it has to, because you've suddenly remembered it should.
One more seafood mushroom. Yum.
And she's putting that away.
Of course, we'd end up hooking up.
Her necklace must be covered in grease right now.
Yeah. Good memories. Look at this lobster tail.
The lobster looks absolutely fine. The lobster shell, I'm like, it's an insect of the sea. Get it off my plate.
It's huge. Alright guys, here goes nothing. So,
God forbid she break it up into something manageable. She did at least take a bite this time rather than just neck it.
I wish I had bee love sauce. I have some in the pantry, like half a package.
Bee loves is spicy, right? I mean, it would completely overwhelm the flavour of most seafood, surely.
I should have made some.
Apparently you had time with your order going missing. Why didn't you, if that's what you wanted?
I'm not gonna fill up on those mashed potatoes. So.
Okay, can I just say at this point, she's got the Alfredo, she's got the biscuits, and she's got the mashed potato, and she said, I'm not going to fill up on the mash. You've got 3 forms of carbs left on your plate. You're going to fill up on all of them, you would think.
I'd be missing now.
She couldn't even be bothered to make up the rest of that dream. She thought about it for a second, I was like, I miss him.
And I wish he would.
Sorry, I coughed.
I could find him. He might be like hooked up with somebody, he might be married. Might be in jail, who knows?
But he was her plan B and she wants to know what happened. Because she doesn't have another... Oh, that freeze frame.
Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Right, Sam? Nobody knows.
I don't know, but I highly suspect, given your description, that he wasn't that into you then. That he hooked up with you a few random times, which was creepy, and kind of kept in touch whenever he wanted to hook up, and now you can't find him. I think this is a classic case of maybe you being more into him than he is to you.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I'll probably never see him again.
Why would you want to?
He would probably be 60 right now. Like,
wait, that's not how math works. I was like, oi! He'd probably be 60. If you're saying you were 16 and he was 30, you're now 36, so he'd be 50. That's how math works. Yes? Am I working that out wrong? Help me, guys.
I don't know. I might not even work anymore. I'm kidding. He took good care of himself. And I didn't.
And he's outright told you that was a bad idea before. Like, he is judged her on her weight. She told another story. I can't remember the details of it now, but she has mentioned him particularly as being critical of her weight.
That bothered him a bit. Whatever. So he might be in, like, good shape for his age. Got a lot of crab meat in this, guys. Oh my god.
That is a big old bite. I know it's a thing, but didn't think she was going to make that.
I like having those dreams. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I didn't really have them. So, I mean, I'm just trying to eat like the little crab pieces, but it's like mixed now throughout the pasta.
That was a deliberate camera check with it out of her mouth.
Oh, I think I'm done. One more bite of this and I'm done.
Love that she said, I think I'm done, and then put it in her face.
Yeah. I didn't eat any of the mashed potatoes. I don't want them right now.
Right now. Does that mean her one meal tomorrow is going to be this pasta, the potatoes, and these? Or does that mean these are going to mysteriously disappear?
That's my sad story. I'm anxious to see how this records.
I mean, it's sad in the sense that this is the way you live your life, but...
The sound. If it's too much, I apologize.
Why would she purposely increase her voice volume? And if it's too much, I'm like, if it's too much and this is happening, maybe don't shout at us.
I'll try maybe not to use it next time, I guess. And I'm excited to see if I can use the green screen. I don't know.
I mean, the green
I'm
screen
gonna be
looks
getting
good.
a new camera soon, one that I can figure out how to work, like just an automatic, like probably Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. I hear is really good for videos.
I do not think it's a surprise that she's talking about that camera mere hours after Anne Boleyn was talking about improving her camera. She did have a DSLR camera at some point that she never bothered figuring out. So that was a wasted purchase and a wasted expensive purchase. The Mark II, I feel like there's a Mark III out now. That is a well-recommended, highly recommended camera for vloggers. The Mark II was, at least. If she's doing this on her phone, which I think she is, she doesn't have an actual camera. Either of them is going to be an increase in quality, but she could get the newer one because why not? But I don't know, like she is obviously bringing that up because Anne Boleyn has just brought that up, and you know, she wants to show, look, I'm making effort in my videos. But for her video, for what she does, I don't necessarily think she needs higher quality than she's using. I appreciate the background. Sorry, hiccup then. I appreciate the background, I really do. And I appreciate the lighting. I appreciate the increased lighting. She hated her other camera. She doesn't necessarily want higher quality because it's just going to show more flaws. And that's basically what happened with her old one. I think, as I thought with Anne Boleyn, you have to be willing to learn for it to work for you. And I don't think it's an investment she needs to make at this particular moment, even if she were willing to learn. So I wouldn't do it, but it's up to her what she wastes her money on.
I know I said I was done. The crowd is so good. I need a better quality camera.
No, you don't. Not really.
So.
Not for what you're doing. I don't want those sloppy noise to be in any higher definition than they are.
Thank you so much for having dinner with me tonight. I'll see you in the next video. I have that time warp video coming up.
Oh, she's calling them time warp videos now.
I have a clothing haul and fashion Nova haul. If nothing fits me, oh well. Still gonna do a video, try it on.
Both of those things sound glorious, and I am here for the content. Like, she's promised the fashion hauls before, but I want to see it, guys. Bring it to me.
I think it will fit me though. And we'll see. I guess we'll see. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, we are done. Let me turn this off. It was a big ass mukbang, which is not a surprise on her channel. The insight into her brain, her emotional state, whether the dream was true or not, the fact that that's the story she chose to tell is interesting. It makes me, as it always does, feel a little bit sad for her, because even in these fantasies that she concocts, she doesn't end up kind of getting the man. She doesn't end up being in the position she wants to be in. And that's always a little bit sad to me, because if you can't even imagine it, like that's something I do genuinely feel she would benefit from talking to a therapist about. Because even if people think you're crazy, you've got to love yourself a little bit. You know, you have to. And I think the further this goes on, the more she is by herself in terms of not being in a relationship, the more the fact that the breakup is permanent kind of sets in. And I think the fact that she went ahead and she bought her own lighting is kind of an admission that that thread she had connected to BB is maybe breaking. It just, it really is very telling, but it's also making her look closer at other relationships and at her position right now and at her options right now, and not necessarily in a positive way. So we'll see where this goes. You guys, I want the 1920s video. I want to see her dressed up as a flapper. I want it. I'm looking forward to a haul if it happens. She has promised them before. Put your thoughts, questions, comments below. It's been a pleasure to see you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.